Here's something I want you to think about when you're preparing your next scene. It's a phenomenon that has emerged recently, and I've seen very capable and well-trained actors falling into this trap. Because what's happened is that they have made their plans appropriately and then added an extra ingredient that they would like their character to be liked. And so they've added a couple of techniques that are going to increase the chances of their character being liked. And then the outcome of that has been that they have diffused the one thing that we know is really important in delivering story, and that is they have diffused the difficulty because their character has become nice. Now, there is one simple fact that we know, that story is driven by difficulty, and the other mantra that we constantly articulate is that the actor has two jobs. One is to deliver the story and the other is to be believable. So what's been happening to these experienced actors is that they have undermined the story. Their scenes have become boring because they've removed the difficulty. So we have a formula, don't we? And our formula is that the first step we take is to define what the story is about. Be clear about what it is we want the audience to take away from watching this scene. And when we've made that decision, we can then put in place the ingredients that will deliver that outcome. We can put in place the things that will drive the character's conscious processes and the elements that will create the character. And then you get on with doing the job. But what's happened here is that additional choice, and it's kind of an unconscious one, isn't it? It's like the actor has decided that either they want to be liked, but I suspect that's not the case. I think it's more that, but they want to create a character that's liked. And that has corrupted the process, because there are lots of ways of creating a likeable character that don't have to do with being nice, because that's the trap they fell into. They used devices that made their character nice, whereas your character can stick to the pathway that's generating the difficulty in the story and still be approved by the audience and by the other characters in the scene if their behaviour is the sort of behaviour that garners approval, or they create characters that are trusted, or they create characters that are honest. And so there are other ways, or practical ways, of you making sure that your character is understood, because it's not so much about being liked, is it? It's about the audience and the other characters, or particularly the audience, I think, having an empathy with your character and understanding their choices. So the deal is that you use the formula, because we know that formulas work, don't we? We've seen them work. That's why we use them. And we also know that psychologists have analysed why they work, and they agree with us. Formulas work because they focus on the key elements. They stop falsely based assumptions, which is kind of what's been happening here. And they prevent you landing on the cliche, and what's more, they are consistently efficient. That's a pretty good record, isn't it? So make sure that when you're preparing your scene, you stick to the formula, because that's what's going to create the path for you to playfully travel down to deliver a believable and engaging outcome. That's how we do it.